For centuries, scholars and intellects have delved into the nature of human logic. From Aristotle's ability to invent fields like the active intellect to Paul Grice's invention of the maxims or rules of conversation, there have been many people to explore this field. However, they've all reached the same conclusion that human logic is erroneous and fallible. For example, say that your friend approaches you and says something like, "I will never die." Well, of course, that's impossible, and you wouldn't believe him. But then he might say something like, "I will never die, I swear it on my life," and you may inch to becoming just a little bit closer to believing him. However, that on its own is a huge logical fallacy. Here's why. When you swear something on your life, you're putting your life on the line to achieve your goal. In this case, the goal is immortality. In other words, if you die, then you have to give up your life. That doesn't make any sense. Your friend has created a redundant statement, a statement that sounds like it means something, but in reality it means nothing. Your friend has played a psychological trick on you and exploited the human mind. A related psychological phenomenon is a paradox. A paradox happens when two pieces of information collide with each other. A good example of a paradox is the crocodile dilemma, a real problem dating back to the Greek Empire. The crocodile dilemma states that a crocodile has kidnapped a child. However, the crocodile will return the child to you if you can correctly predict what the crocodile will do next. A huge problem arises if you predict that the crocodile will run away with the child. Because if the crocodile does indeed run away with the child, then you've correctly predicted what the crocodile will do, and he should therefore return the child to you, even though he's already ran off with it. Paradoxes represent a symbol of how human logic can be shaky at times. We've built systems on top of this shaky logic. For example, math. Math started out pretty simple, cavemen counting the number of deer in a field, and then we built on top of it. We abstracted onto it further and further to the point where I am quite literally studying imaginary numbers in my pre-calc class. Math does have its fair share of problems, though. For example, you can't divide by zero. You should be able to, but you can't, because the rules that we invented for math just don't allow it. Math, at least, is sound from the foundation up. Something that I would argue, however, that is not sound at all is the legal system. The legal system demands precise evidence, contextual proof, and hard definitions. However, it is human nature to forego all of those and just judge things by the way they seem. It's because of this that courts may spend days and months trying to figure out what type of crime somebody has committed. It takes lawyers days, weeks trying to find precedences from court cases decades past, court cases that they've never even heard of, just so that they can strengthen their client's argument. I would even argue that this is ethically the equivalent of arguing with your friend and then pulling in some guy off the side of the street to agree with you. It's a little bit weird. The legal system is an example of how humans aren't robots. We're not good at being objective. We're better at being abstractive. Abstractive is a funny word. It was coined by Dr. Zamenhof back in 1937. Except I just lied to you 3 times. Abstractive is not a word. Dr. Zamenhof's main language was not English, and Dr. Zamenhof died 20 years before 1937. I was credible up until the point where I admitted lying to you. I built credibility by citing my sources, because a liar shouldn't be able to cite non-existent sources. Except they can. There's absolutely nothing stopping a liar from just making up sources to sound more credible and gain your trust. And that is exactly the problem. Humans are gullible. So, what is the point of this speech? What the heck am I talking about? Well, the conclusion is rather philosophical. We have paradoxes that represent the shaky logic, and then we have these systems that we've built on top of this shaky logic. On top of that, we're not perfect. I've demonstrated that we are gullible amongst many other things. However, that's just the thing. We're humans. And no matter how many weird characteristics we have, we're always able to build systems to accommodate these characteristics, even if they are a little bit shaky.